We back with the reactions chat. Got a Thunder Buddy video. And I'm pretty sure I found him on this video.
If you ever want to know why I block ads with Pi, this is why I block ads with Pi.
I just found what may be the
brand new day, brand new chapter. Man.
Yeah, I think his videos are cool beans, you know? They get higher quality as he goes on, so. We're gonna watch this video he posted 2 days ago, the Downfall of Fortnite.
If you ever want to know why I block ads with Pi, this is why I block ads with Pi.
I just found what may be the biggest YouTube hack of 2020.
Like I said, this has been a terrible year for Fortnite. And after seeing the leaks of Chapter 5, confidence in that became a lot lower as well. And the last thing I just want to say is, enjoy this season while you can, because this might be Fortnite's last hurrah and probably the last greatest thing we're going to see from Fortnite in either a while or ever. And the craziest thing is, I turned out being right. What is going on YouTube and the great people of the internet? It is your boy, ThunderBuddy29 here, back today with another video, as Fortnite Chapter 5 is now finally over, as we are now in Chapter 6.
Wait, is this the invasion music from the Fortnite invasion scene? Or not fucking scene, season. I remember this being the lobby music.
6. Even though we're now in Chapter 6, I still continue to ask myself.
Best season, by the way. Chapter 2. Season 7.
What happened in Chapter 5? Where did it all go so wrong? How did a chapter that looked so promising and exciting in the beginning just go on a massive downhill spiral? Now, to get an answer to all those questions, we start back to the very beginning. It was November 2023. Chapter 4 had just ended. Season OG was in full swing. The season was a massive success for Fortnite. Over 100 million
good season.
Players logged into the game during that 30-day season. It was the highest player count Fortnite ever had since 2020. Things were going great for Fortnite. But what does any of this have to do with Chapter 5 exactly? Well, there was a thing or two that happened at the end of that season that were pretty big red flags. The first one was during the second half of the season, they were actually trying to age restrict skins for not being...
Yeah, you couldn't use... Like, if there's like a kid-friendly game mode, you couldn't use those skins. Like, Deadpool, you couldn't use Deadpool because Deadpool had, like, guns and stuff around him. Couldn't use Midas because he had a gun on, like, his torso. You couldn't use, Agent Peely because he had a gun too. I don't know why you couldn't use these, low-key, or any of these, but...
being quote-unquote kid-friendly. Like the Deadpool skin for holding a gun. Yeah. They tried to age-restrict skins for things like that. This had backfired so badly, and the entire Fortnite community was outraged so badly to the point that Fortnite would have to
trying to make Fortnite like Roblox.
And pretty much say, we're not going forward with this, and instead remodify it. And the second red flag...
Was this him back in the OG season? Yeah, hold on. Go back.
We're not going forward with this, and instead remodify.
Where did this gameplay come from? Because I haven't seen these name tags in forever, bro. Where did this gameplay come from?
It.
Looks like an Xbox, though.
And the second red flag happened during the end of the season.
Yeah, because you used to be able to record 30 seconds on Xbox when Fortnite was out. Like, 30 seconds back. You couldn't do that on PS4.
During the Big Bang event, which was the finale event of the season. This event did receive a lot of criticism for a few main reasons. A lot of people complained that the event was too short, or that it was a giant advertisement.
Yeah, because, like, it was just an ad, bro. It was just an ad for Eminem, you feel me? Eminem's ass anyways. I don't care what any of y'all say, Eminem's ass. Eminem was never good. His flow is just too aggressive.
But most of the criticism was directed at the connection problems, because
we had to wait in a queue. Literally, if y'all watch me on Twitch, I had a 24-hour live stream when the season came out because I was in the queue for 23 hours. I reloaded my game like 4 times. I was in the queue for OG for 23 hours. Just like 23 hours and 54 minutes.
Most people were stuck waiting in queues, people kept being kicked out of the game, it was nothing but a giant clusterfuck. But with all that being said, it was kind of a sign of what to expect in Chapter 5. But back then, none of us had any idea that those same types of issues and other terrible decision makings would be constantly repeated over and over again all throughout Chapter 5. Fortnite Chapter 5 had finally arrived, with an entire
weapon mods.
Fresh new map, and
it wasn't even that bad. It just had no, like, it didn't have, like, an overlaying theme. If you didn't follow the Fortnite story up until then, you wouldn't know the theme. But the grapple blade was good.
And an entire new loot pool. And with a whole bunch of new mechanics, along with Peter Griffin and Snake from Metal Gear Solid. It was looking...
Snake was pretty good. I didn't like Peter Griffin, though. They made Peter Griffin buff for no reason.
Like Fortnite had a bright future ahead of them going into Chapter 5.
Didn't they say, like, they didn't have enough funds to make Peter Griffin fat, and then came out with the chicken... Then they came out with the chicken skin, and the chicken skin was fat?
Well, at least for a while. Because eventually, it would not last. Because after the first month, the player count would rapidly decrease. But why exactly, and what had caused this?
Because the guns were ass. If you wanted to get a win back in the day, you had to use the auto shotgun. Like you see right here, he's using that pump. You can't use that. That shit was so ass. Like the first season is overpowered. You were like hitting for 185 every shot. Then they nerfed it into the ground, and you were hitting for like, if you were dead in them, like the gun is glitching into their skull, you'd hit for like 80. Max shot was 80.
This massive decline in player counts. Well, first and foremost, going into Chapter 5 on day 1, it was still having those same connection problems as it was during the Big Bang event from the day before. And number 2, this was immediately after an OG season, and the people
Yeah, weapon mods were cool though.
who came back to the game only just to play the OG season were most likely going to just quit the game again anyway. But there were some who did.
I had older friends that came back for the OG season. They hopped off 2K. They hopped off Siege, you feel me? They hopped off all, in Call of Duty, they hopped off all their other games. Played OG season. We all, with the new season after OG, all of us, like, I'm talking 6 of us. I've streamed it, so, if it's, nah, it's not there anymore, but still. If y'all were there. I streamed all 6 of us. It was, we went into duos. It was me and Kobe, then Traylon and Timothy, if y'all know them, and then it was Cruz and his brother, right? So that's 6, right? We went into duos, because you can't, 6 of us couldn't queue into the new season. We all queued into the new season. I swear to God, me and Kobe were the only ones playing that season. Me and Kobe were the only ones playing the season after that. Because everybody else hopped off. Everybody else went back to their other games.
Did decide to stick around, probably because of Peter Griffin. And number 3, they did not offer enough content for such a large active player base, especially for a player base that is fired up and excited for a new chapter. And the first example happened during Winterfest. You know how you would open...
What the fuck was Winterfest last year? I'm gonna have to bleep that out, but what was Winterfest? There's nothing good.
Your free presents in a cabin every Winterfest.
We had
However,
no cabin.
during that one, you did not have a cabin at all. Instead, you would open your presents on a blank screen in the main menu. And that, my friends, is one of many examples of why that was the laziest Winterfest we had ever seen at that point. And second example, during the first 45 days of the season, you did not have any major updates at all. You would have very small ones then and there, but you did not have any major ones. Until after 45 days, and the only thing that we got during that major update was a cardboard box.
Who at Epic Games thought it was a good idea? Hey, Jim, you know it'd be a great idea today? After 47 days of no content, you know what we should give everybody? Let's give them a box. But not only are we going to give them a cardboard box, we're going to make it mythic. But we're also going to make it more common than all the healing items in the game, because that makes sense. It's going to be easier for them to find a cardboard box than it is for them to find, like, minis or like a med.
Oh, that iron sight, though. Oh. Don't get me salivating on this iron side.
Now, things like those was not going to keep people around for long. The hype and excitement that people have for Chapter 5 was all beginning to slip away. It was almost the same as what happened in Chapter 2. Despite having major success at the start, where they fired up an excited player base, but when there was little to no content being offered, it did nothing but drive people away. But as for Chapter 5, the two things I just mentioned was damaging Chapter 5, but the damage was minimal. So the real question is, what did the most damage to Chapter 5? What was driving people away? Well, my friends, it was because of, once again, terrible decision making. It's no secret that Fortnite has made so many terrible decisions all throughout Chapter 5, and the first one was messing with the movement.
Chapter 4 movement was good, though.
This did receive a ton
Didn't they slow everything down, like sprinting and all that? Didn't they slow everything down?
of backlash. Most of the Fortnite community was not happy that they decided to mess with the movement. Fortnite got slammed for this a lot since day 1 of Chapter 5. It had gotten so bad to the point that the word movement trended on Twitter. It hadn't even been a week, and Fortnite was already receiving a ton of backlash. Now, Fortnite would, however, address this issue. Even though it was not fully fixed, it was still better than what it was. But here's the thing. The movement was already fine as it was.
Chapter 6 movement now is so ass. Because now, it's like they wanted to make the game more movable, more flowing, but everything takes stamina, and every move you have little to no stamina.
I don't understand why Fortnite would try to fix something that was not broken. This was something that should have never been tampered with in the first place. And the second example, this will take us back to Winterfest. You know the snowball launcher, the gun that returns every Winterfest. The 6-rocket grenade launcher that fires snowballs. This time, however, they decided to nerf the living hell out of it.
It did like 50 damage.
Instead of it firing its normal 6 rockets, they lowered it to fire 4, and the maximum damage it did was 50.
Exactly.
Now, this was honestly one of the most pointless changes if you ask me. Now, keep in mind, this has been in every single...
And it wasn't even in competitive. It was literally only in pubs. It was only in pubs and they nerfed it in the ground for what?
Winterfest since the very beginning. But this time, however, they completely disgraced its entire legacy. And it...
Sigma.
In example number 3, this takes us to the item shop. Now, the item shop is another thing Fortnite constantly gotten slammed for a lot in the beginning of Chapter 5.
Because they changed it around so much. Like, I hate it when, like, all of them, you see here, all of them, they were, like, kind of, like, normal, right? They're all, like, standing, you can see their whole outfit. Why is his face so close? Why is it so close to the camera, King?
5. It was getting criticized for its lack of changes and a
Yo, who remembers when the item shop got took over by Deadpool? No, watch it. It's so fire.
Hi, I'm Janelle. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the...
Fuck you, I'm gonna mute you. Watch this. It's so gas. It's so fire. Watch. See, he's like... He messed with it. Look at this, look at this. Look how gas this is, bro. was fire. See, this is fire. This was fire, bro. Look at this. This is heat. This is the epitome of gas. That was awesome. Wait, there's more. This is gonna be him flipping through. This emote was kind of gas. That emote was kind of cool. That was fire. I don't want to hear anything about it. Y'all are all new gens. Y'all don't know anything about that.
Lack of new items. Now, Fortnite would address this too, but however, in the wrongest way possible. And what did they do exactly? They decided to remove the countdown feature, which would tell you when the item shop would reset.
Yeah, you had to go to like... Had to get one of those third-party apps that'd tell you.
Are you serious?
Like, why exactly? What was the problem with it? Did anyone even complain about it? No. And even if someone did, it would be the dumbest thing to complain about. Just about as dumb as removing it. There was no problem with it to begin with.
Facts.
And example number 4, the direction
that's kinda
Fortnite
fire.
was going. Like, Fortnite was turning into a complete different game. Like,
It's
when it
turning
comes to
into
the
Roblox.
graphics, the gun gameplay, and bullet drops, and most of all, introducing weapon mods to the game,
Weapon mods are fire, though.
with multiple different attachments to add to your guns. Like, instead
It would... It wouldn't even change the gun. It just make it, like... It just changed the recoil. If you were a good player, you didn't even need attachments.
of being known as that once insanely popular Battle Royale game, they were like trying to be a Roblox Call of Duty wannabe type game.
Bro.
And especially with its new modes. And I think all that alone contributed to the downfall of Season 1. As we are about to go into Season 2, things were about to take a turn for the worse. Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 2.
Don't get me started on this season. Don't get me started on this trash-ass season. Don't get me started on this season. It's gonna make me so mad. It's gonna make me so mad.
Pretty. Overnight, your
It's gonna make me so mad. It's gonna be him yapping about the cars next.
things would continue to go south from there. Just shortly after this, they would do a collab with Avatar The
Hate this season. Hate this fucking season. Don't. You know what? Let's actually talk about this. Let's actually talk about this.
Not only that, it was the most controversial season ever. Even though you had Fallout and Metallica, even then it was still not enough to save the season.
Where did they get T60 power armor from? Like, the whole vibe was like hard metal, you feel me? And then we just got Fallout. Like,
And one of the things that sparked massive controversy with this season was the cars with mounted turrets. This would cause a massive divide within the Fortnite player base. It was mainly a divide between casual players and sweat players. While most of the casual players were in favor of the cars, most of the sweat
because it made
players
them
were
actually
not.
good.
It was almost like a sense of deja vu, like what happened back in Chapter 1 Season X when
Woo! Don't get me started on that.
they added in the brutes. It was almost like Fortnite was trying to take a similar approach with the cars. Fortnite probably had no idea of how much controversy
Y'all remember when Mongrel
this would cause.
was playing that one tournament? And the brutes were invisible and kept spamming him. Mongrel Mechs. The clip where he was tweaking about the mechs. This shit was so aggravating. Alright, y'all are gonna have to find it on your own, but... Mongrel Mechs. Clip. Yeah, this one, the invisible mech clip.
Why are they stealing my kills? What? Where did that kid just go? What?
Y'all saw that?
What? Where did that kid just go?
Literally invisible watch.
What? It's invisible!
What? Invisible.
The mecha is invisible for me!
Yeah, that's a glitch.
No, I'm done!
You died?
Yeah! Oh,
No.
Lexi said no, they both died as well. Oh, Lexi's 1 HP. If he survives, I'm so done. Oh my god!
Mongo died to the fucking...
No way.
This is where he breaks his keyboard. Is that a different clip?
I had this as well, like, times.
This is a PlayStation exclusive skin.
Nah, this Lexi's so lucky. It was in...
Oh my god! We're up 3 going into NA. Yo, that Deagle shot. Who is this?
Fine people in that.
There's a mech here.
He died?
Yeah, fucking little mech fight. I'm done. Wait, what? I just died! I was in my mech!
Freak, man. Watch this.
You gonna get hit by the mechs too? Hope our ass gets spammed by a mech. We're fucking not. It's just more mech clips, but y'all get the gist.
Like I said, this has been a
Fuck, now we gotta rewind it.
the magic alive, but was the cars with mounted turrets. This between casual play, most of the swept after 1 Season X when they added in the brutes. It was almost like Fortnite was trying to take a similar approach with the cars. Fortnite probably had no idea of how much controversy this would cause later on. But what had caused all this controversy? Well, it all started with just one viral clip.
We're gonna land in the middle of nowhere. We're gonna land in the middle of nowhere. We're gonna loot up. We're gonna find a vehicle. We're gonna fucking not attack anyone. We're gonna gas the vehicle on, make sure that it's got its bulletproof tires. Make sure we got the cow catcher on it and a mounted turret. You're gonna carry a repair torch. You're gonna carry a repair torch, and then we're gonna play like the biggest fucking losers in the world. Because this season is absolute dog fucking water. If I was a 5-year-old that still loved cool cars, I would be having the time of my life.
Ninja geeking.
I'm a 32-year-old grown man that likes...
Chat, say it with me now. Bros, unks, God, he's 32? I remember when he had red hair. I remember I don't see enough movement, bro.
To fucking shoot things, right, in video games. And now I have to drive a vehicle around and pray that I run into people that have a worse vehicle than me.
This clip did receive a lot of mixed reactions. A lot of the sweat players and a handful of casual players agreed with him, while a majority of the casuals did not. But either way, the community was so heavily divided, it was mostly divided between sweats and casuals. Now, this is nothing new at all. Sweats and casual players have always been at each other's necks. But it was not until then that people began to see that this was an actual issue. It was an issue that had been ignored for years. And with all this being said, this had put Fortnite into a pretty tight spot. Fortnite had dug themselves a hole that they could not get out of.
They were cooked.
They were stuck between a rock and a hard place. Eventually, they would have to make the tough decision. They were stuck between
double down on the cars, nerf the cars.
a rock and a hard place. Eventually, they would have to make the tough decision and they would have to take a side. They would have to either side with the sweat players or side with the casuals. Either way, it was a win-lose scenario no matter whose side they took, because they would satisfy one side, but at the expense of pissing off the other. Now, 1 week into the season, Fortnite would make the tough decision. The cars would end up getting nerfed, which satisfied the sweat players but pissed off the casuals. There was a massive outcry within the Fortnite player base. Some even blamed Ninja for it. But either way, it was a win-lose scenario for Fortnite no matter whose side they took. The damage had...
Ninja literally plays zero build, so it's not like he could have built to, like, get some of the bullets away. It was just constant, like, getting absolutely railed by the cars, bro.
Already been done. Weeks would pass. The Fortnite player base was frustrated still and already getting burnt out of the season. But then Fortnite would introduce a brand new side mode, which was very good news for Fortnite in general, but was really bad news for the season and for the Battle Royale mode overall. And that, my friends, was the introduction of Fortnite Reload.
I struck it at a steady pace for Reload. I can't play Battle Royale after Reload came out, bro. After Reload came out, I literally can't hop on Battle Royale. It makes me so angry. I can't. It's just so... The Reload gameplay is just so immaculate. It's so flowing, and, like, the map is so small. And the new season's still ass.
Fortnite Reload was introduced to the game 1 month into the season. It was an OG-themed mode. You had a lot of the OG loophole return mixed with Chapter 2, you were playing on a mini version of the OG map, and you had some of its graphics.
It was trash originally, because it only had duos and trios. But now that it has, like, solos and trios and squads, pretty fire.
As well. Except this mode worked a little differently compared to the main Battle Royale mode, and that was, when you die, if your teammates live long enough, you would be rebooted into the game. It was different, but it was a pretty simple concept. This mode had quickly gained a lot of hype and popularity. In Reload's first 30 minutes, it already had more players than every mode combined, including the Metaverse ones. Now, I know some people will say, but that kind of thing usually lasts for like a day or so.
Nope.
Okay, fair enough. But however, in this case, that was not to be.
I'll wait like 2 minutes to get into a Battle Royale match. I go into Reload, I'm automatically finding a match. No matter where I'm at.
It would continue to dominate against the main Battle Royale mode for another few days, to eventually another few weeks. Fortnite Battle Royale's player count was starting to sink to an all-time low, to the lowest that it had ever been. This is the first time that a side mode was completely dominating against their main mode. This has never happened before in Fortnite's entire history, and this was a major embarrassment for Fortnite. Now, I do agree with the point that Reload did in fact cause Battle Royale's player count to sink to an all-time low, but not by 100%. And the reason why is because even before Reload came out, Chapter 5 Season 3 had the worst player count performance for a season launch. They were struggling to even get 1 million players on average. It was also because many people were not happy with the direction that Fortnite was going. The season had a good concept, it had a good theme, but it had a very poor execution. People were getting sick and tired of the way Fortnite was going. People wanted to go back to when Fortnite was a simple game to play, not this insanely realistic Call of Duty wannabe type game that it was becoming. People were getting sick and tired of the cars and nitro fists. People wanted to go back to when Fortnite was simple, when Fortnite was more original, and Fortnite Reload was a great compromise. I mean, whether if you're a casual player, a sweat player, a new player, or OG player, this was something everyone could get behind on. Regardless if Reload was added to the picture or not, Chapter 5 Season 3 was doomed from the start no matter what. But if it had not been for Reload, this season would have been a bigger catastrophe than what it was. But all hope for Fortnite Chapter 5 was not yet lost, as we would go on to the 4th and final season. Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 4 had
so garbage. I was getting butt raped the whole season. I was getting butt raped.
And knowing that this was going to be a Marvel-themed season, the Fortnite player base was fired up and excited for this season. During the season's first few hours, you had over 3 million people logged. Fortnite players love the mythic weapons. It would allow casual players and sweat players.
I gotta say
because
something.
most of the casual.
This right here, the gauntlets and the boost and the feet, came 2 weeks before the season ended. We were playing the season for 4 months. It took till like a week and a half left of the season. Then we got the Iron Man mythics. Then we got the Iron Man mythics with that stupid ass fucking Iron Man skin. That Iron Man skin was so ass. I'm not even joking. That Iron Man skin was the most ass thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Players love the mythic weapons, while a lot of the sweat players hated them. And
what is this quality? I have it on 1080p. The fuck?
Once again, for the
guess this is just a recorded quality, I guess.
Second time, it would work into the sweat's favor when Fortnite decided to nerf all the mythic weapons. And as expected, this did not go too well. And once
Mysterio's mythic was ass. Mysterio's mythic was ass. Mysterio mythics made me so mad. Because I wouldn't even be meaning to crouch and then I go invisible. And while you're invisible, you can't use your gun. So I crouch for like a split second. I'm stuck invisible for forever. And then I can use my gun, bro.
Once again, there was a big divide within the Fortnite community. But there were a small handful.
Those shits were so fucking aggravating. I'm trying to have a normal fucking 1v1 and this shit's spraying me in my back. Even after they nerfed it in the ground, I was still getting butt raped, bro. I was hard stuck Diamond 3 this season. I couldn't hit Elite.
Players like myself who did agree that these changes were needed.
I know some mythics have been tweaked already, and I think that they were needed. I already know people are pissed about the nerfs, and I just want to say, I don't want to hear shit about how it's comp players' fault again. It's not. It's epic.
And as expected, many of them would go on to blame the sweats. And once again, there was a divide in the Fortnite player base. Now, I hate to be that kind of person to defend sweats, but here in this case, they had nothing to do with the nerfs. The one who made that decision was Epic. But there is one thing that is definitely certain. All of that could have been easily prevented if Fortnite would have just split the loot pool, take the mythics out of the competitive modes, and keep them in the casual mode.
But fuck no, they didn't, bro.
That way it's a win-win for everybody. But no, because once again, Fortnite decided to dig themselves a hole that they could not get out of. And as the season would go on, we would get a mini-event. But this mini-event
was so ass. It was a fucking cutscene. Shit was literally a fucking cutscene.
That's it?
The event was just boring. All you did was went through multiple different matches for an hour straight just to shoot at a giant Dr. Doom, which it was pretty much just a copy and pasted version of the Storm King event from 2019. And then eventually as we go to October, then we start to see some good stuff come from Fortnite. The Fortnitemares was actually surprisingly
Fortnitemares wasn't even that bad.
Good. This was
this fucking gun right. Oh, don't get me started on this fuck ass gun.
The first seasonal event in a long time that was actually good. It had rebuilt a lot of people's confidence when it came to seasonal events. But even greater news, the season was going to get a finale event. An event that was going to conclude the entire chapter. But unfortunately, it was something that most of us did not expect at all. But instead of it being something like defeating Galactus back in 2020, we just watch a bunch of rappers perform.
When they announced Juice WRLD though, editor me, pull up the clip. When they announced Juice WRLD, I was geeked. Like, look at my background. There's a Juice WRLD vinyl right there, and there's a vinyl player right there. I was geeked.
On stage.
You shitting me?
Fortnite, you were in a Marvel-themed season. How could you have fucked this up? You could have made like a follow-up event to the Dr. Doom event from a few months ago. You could have made an explanation to like what happened to Jonesy or what happened to Hope. But nope, they had to use rappers instead. This season had a lot of potential, but Fortnite just wasted it. And out of all chapters that we had before, ending a chapter in this way was nothing but embarrassing. And now I approach my ending conclusion. What had happened to Fortnite Chapter 5? What made people lose interest in this chapter? And this argument is very divided. But I think it was mainly because Fortnite was too busy focusing on things that were way less important than the things that mattered the most. Like in Season 1, when they messed up the movement, or in Season 2 when they got rid of cosmetic rarities with one of the worst excuses possible. Fortnite was constantly trying to solve problems that did not exist in the first place. They were trying to fix things that were not broken. Of course, you can easily blame the bad updates, you can easily blame the sweat players, but eventually I think people are going to get bored of playing something so much and for so long. Fortnite had paid very little attention to its player base and its feedback as well. And not only that, Fortnite was also trying to move away from things that made this game great in the first place, like the storyline for example. Chapter 5 Season 2 and Chapter 5 Season 4 are the greatest examples of this. There were a lot of moments they could have continued the Fortnite storyline. They could have continued on Donald Mustard's magic, as he had put it. But instead, Fortnite cared more about the metaverse more than the heart and soul of their game. There was not just one reason why Chapter 5 became the most hated chapter in Fortnite history, there were multiple reasons why, as we had covered them all in this documentary. Now to close this video, I hope another catastrophe like this never happens again in the future. Now I know Fortnite had definitely taken some notes on this, as they are slowly redeeming themselves in Chapter 6. I just hope Chapter 6 will not make the same mistakes as they did in Chapter 5, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. This is ThunderBuddy29, signing off for now. Thank you all so much for watching.
W video, gas video, bro, low key. Oh, the season was hot as though.